Arctic Monkeys finally played their homecoming shows in Sheffield, and today I'm going to be giving you an honest reaction to how those shows went as someone who was there on night one. But before we get into it, if you are new here, welcome. This is Rockstars. I'm your host, Dan Smith. Good to have you. If you like to subscribe, do it. It is appreciated. If you're not new here and you've been here before, welcome back. It's really good to see you. And let's get into it. Arctic Monkeys at Sheffield. What did we all think? If you were there, let me know in the comments. For me, let's just hit it straight on the head. A lot of 50-50 reactions to this one. Very, very divided on the socials. One comment I keep seeing is he's singing like a B-Tech Elvis. So those people have obviously never ever listened to an Elvis song in their lives because he sounds nothing like Elvis Presley. But he does sing with a different accent, and this seems to have shocked many people. So I'm just going to explain how the real world works. If you have lived in the same place for 18 years, you're going to have a certain accent, like Alex Turner does in the first album. He has grown up in a council house in a very northern city, and due to that he has, believe it or not, a northern Sheffield accent. As someone who grew up in Hull, when I was 18 I had a very Hullish accent, but then you move about, you meet new people, things change, and your accent, it evolves over time. So people not understanding that Alex Turner singing differently 18 years later is him putting on a facade are just completely ignorant to the fact that people change, life gets in the way, life changes, and it is pretty obvious that he is not going to sound the same after living in LA and America and London and everywhere else he's lived compared to the first 18 years where he just lived in Sheffield. So let's get that one out straight away, because that is one of the most, it's the biggest complaint people seem to have. Oh, he doesn't sing in time, or he sings with a different accent. Well, welcome to the real world. People don't sound the same 18, 20 years on. Do you think Liam Gallagher sounds exactly the same as he did before? No, and he called him out for it. But, you know, Liam, mate, you live in London now and you sound a little bit more posh than you used to. But no one calls you out because you're Liam Gallagher and you can't do no wrong. So that's the whinge out the way. I saw them night one. They opened with A Certain Romance, and if we're being honest, if you love them that much, it shouldn't really be a problem, should it? Because them playing that song, it should theoretically have gone off, but for some reason or another the crowd was a little lackluster, and I think I was the same on night two also. But that's going to be a problem at big gigs wherever they are. You know, the crowd, it's going to be difficult getting everyone to participate and everyone to interact. And it seemed like, you know, there's a lot of people, a lot of Instagram people, what they call influencers. Oh, I went to the Arctic Monkeys in their homecoming show. It's inevitable. It happens everywhere. So again, I can't have any complaints for that one. That's just life. But yeah, the crowd could maybe have been better. For me, the setlist was a 10 out of 10. Of course, you'd make a couple of changes, but I mean, I couldn't have really asked for much more. As someone who saw them before, I kind of wanted a little bit more Tranquility Base. Maybe throw a Star treatment in. I know they played at Manchester last week, so I was kind of hoping for it. But by the same token, I got A Certain Romance, so can you really be that bothered? No. I just feel like people love to moan. People love to moan, don't they? And people are saying, oh, he doesn't really interact as much with the crowd. Well, why should he? Do you know, at the end of the day, when you've been doing it 20 years, he is where he is because of the talent and what they've built. They don't have to do it anymore. They don't have to do anything you want, really. And people think they sort of heard something. Oh well, I went to the homecoming gig. They should have spoken more. Well, it's never really been about that, has he? So I feel like a lot of people were complaining and maybe got the wrong impression of the sort of band they are. You want to go to a gig where the band is talking to you a hell of a lot, go see the Kaiser Chiefs. Do you know what I mean? Go to a pantomime with the guy from The Voice. That if that's what you're into, go to it. If you're there just to listen to good music, go see Arctic Monkeys. If you're bothered about him not singing in time, maybe listen to the live songs before so you get an understanding of how he changes it. And if you're that bothered, just don't go. People love to moan, people love to complain, but for me, it was a hell of a gig. It was amazing. Arctic Monkeys are always going to be my favourite band. When they first announced it, I thought, £70-80 for a ticket is a bit much. And then walking out of Hillsborough Park, I text the missus and I said it was worth every penny. It was worth every penny, no regrets. Like I said, I would have loved there to have been like Only Ones Who Know or Star Treatment, but do you know, I don't pick the set list, so I can't be too mad at anything that I can't control. But yeah, for me, Arctic Monkeys Homecoming was a success. I think they were amazing. People are going to complain that's just what it is. But yeah, let me know what you thought about Arctic Monkeys Homecoming gig. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you once more. I am Dan, this is Rockstars. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Take care.